Mga kababayan, ladies and gentlemen, assalamualaikum, warakmatullahi wa barakatuh. Madayaw, mayong adlaw, kaninyong tanan, magandang araw sa inyong lahat. The officials of the Office of the Vice President, as well as each and every one of our satellite office leads, were in receipt of a letter from the chairman of the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability dated September 13, 2024, requesting our presence or that of our duly authorized representatives in today's initial deliberation with preliminary determination on privilege speech number 379. In view of the said letter, I am appearing before you today not only as the head of office, but more importantly as the duly authorized representative of all officials of the OVP. Simply because we have not done anything wrong. There is no misuse of funds. If there are audit findings, we shall gladly respond to them before the Commission on Audit. And if there are legitimate cases to be filed, then we shall gladly respond to them before the appropriate courts. In relation to this, may I just say that I take notice of the opening speeches and nasabi doon, there is a determination of misfeasance, nonfeasance, and malfeasance. And those are cases that should properly be taken in the courts of law. What we are witnessing now is no ordinary legislative inquiry. This exercise is a well-funded and coordinated political attack. This much is evident from the very words of the privileged speech that prompted this inquiry. A speech that simply meant to say, do not vote for Sara on 2028. It is clear to me that this inquiry is not about misused funds, accountability, or governance. Instead, it is solely aimed at discrediting my name and my office to prevent future political contests. I have publicly stated my reasons as to why I've chosen not to defend the OVP's budget proposal for 2025. I have narrated the issues I encountered in previous years, which can easily be confirmed by looking at the NEP, the GAB, and the GAA for fiscal years 2023 and 2024. Further, I have even shared the drama that transpired last year regarding the confidential funds. Hence, just as we have done last year, we again leave the 2025 OVP budget to the pleasure of Congressman Martin Romualdez. I am not asking for any special treatment, nor am I asking you to uphold any tradition. There is no disrespect. All I am saying is that you have the complete freedom to do whatever you wish with the OVP budget. If you feel that all the documentary submissions are not enough, then by all means, huwag kayo magbigay ng budget. Sa totoo lang, hindi naman ang budget ang punteriya ninyo. Dahil napakadali naman magtanggal ng budget. What you are trying to do is make a case for impeachment. Hindi naman ako kakandidato sa nalalapit na eleksyon. Hindi ako namumulitika. Ang ginagawa ko lamang ay ang pagtupad sa aking oath of office at campaign platforms. na trabaho, edukasyon, at mapayapang pamumuhay. Sinabi ko na noon at ilang beses ko nang inulit na hindi ako ang problema ng bayan na ito. Ang totoong problema ng bayan ay kagutuman, kahirapan, iligal na droga, kriminalidad, terorismo, hindi na sapat na healthcare, kalidad ng edukasyon, kawalan ng plano ng infrastruktura para sa disasters, at marami pang iba. So, you may try to destroy me, you can skin me alive, and throw my ashes to the wind. But let it be known, you will find me unbowed. I will continue to serve the Filipino people no matter the personal cost or political intrigue. Having said that, I will not allow myself to be subjected to an inquiry based on an empty privilege speech, just so you can attack me and do indirectly what you failed to do directly during the budget hearings. I therefore request this committee to terminate this inquiry for its clear lack of any proposed legislation or substantive matter for discussion. Shukran.
The committee cannot rule on that because the committee already took cognizance of this privilege speech. Anyway, we will now proceed. Next, we will recognize the
Mr.
representative from COA,
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Marcoleta.
may I please raise a parliamentary inquiry?
What is your parliamentary inquiry?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The rules of the committee says that this committee only acquires jurisdiction on matters of nonfeasance, misfeasance, malfeasance. And under Section 2, Mr. Chair of the rules, there should be a prior determination whether or not these malfeasance, nonfeasance, and misfeasance are directly or specifically relating to the persons charged of this. Has this committee made a prior determination of this? And if so, when did it happen? And where is the order specifying that the committee has just reached a prior determination? This is very important, Mr. Chair, because the rules also says that after determining or making a prior determination, this committee will set an order, and that is the only way that this committee acquire jurisdiction over the person's subject matter of this inquiry. And that particular order of prior determination will set out the parameters. If I can make a comparison, Mr. Chair, in regular court, it is called pre-trial order, where the parameters of the inquiry, the presentation of evidence or explanations or allegations are limited to that set of stipulation. So considering, Mr. Chair, and I assume that there is no prior determination, I do not think how we can start the meeting today because we are supposed to observe the rules. I am referring to Section 2 of the rules of this committee, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. To answer that, Congressman Marcoleta, we have already ruled on the preliminary determination a while ago. Medyo na-late na po kayo. Now, with respect to your inquiry, that if we can proceed with this, considering that this is an investigation of malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance, let me walk you through ito. through the definition of good government and public accountability. It provides that all matters directly and principally relating to malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance in office committed by officers and employees of the government and its political subdivision and instrumentalities, inclusive of investigations of any matter of public interest on its own initiative or upon order of the House. For the information of everybody, the issue on confidential fund is a matter of public interest. Lahat po tayo ay interesado, hindi lamang po tayo, yung publiko po, interesado kung paano po ito nagamit. Kaya yun po ang dahilan why this committee has jurisdiction over the subject matter.
But Mr.
Yes,
Chair,
Congressman Marcoleta.
Mr. Chair, under Section 5, there should be a record of preliminary determination. It says that the proceedings in the preliminary investigation or determination shall be recorded through stenographic notes. What you were mentioning are motu proprio cases. I am assuming that this committee started by way of a referral because of a privileged speech delivered on the floor by one of us. And so this is the main subject matter of this committee meeting, and to which we should first determine preliminarily whether or not this committee acquires jurisdiction. And I demand a record of preliminary determination under Section 5 because it says, upon termination thereof, Mr. Chair, the chairperson shall issue an order which shall recite in details the matters taken up. So what are the matters taken up, Mr. Chair? I think we should be able to comply with these elementary rules as specified in the governing rules.
Well, considering that we are still we have yet to proceed to the interpellation, we are still in the period of recognizing the resource person as well as the witness. With that, the chair declares 1 minute suspension. Hearing resumes. The chair would like to recognize the Honorable Luistro Gerville of Batangas 2nd District, Honorable Paul Dasa, Senior Deputy Minority Leader of 1st District, Northern Samar, the Honorable Roel Daniel Manuel of the Kabataan Party List. The chair, the committee would like to take note of the manifestation of the Honorable Marcoleta, but considering that the committee already took cognizance of the preliminary determination, we will proceed to the COA. COA, please. Sino po yung representative ng COA?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Sa ating mga members of the committee, magandang umaga po. On behalf of the Commission on Audit, we do recognize the plenary power of the Congress in asking questions relating to legislation. And since the invitation only pertains to the budget utilization of the OBP, we can answer questions relating to that, Your Honor. That would be all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We will now proceed to the next representative from DBM.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning to all Your Honors. Yes, by the invitation of the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, we are here to provide information on the Office of the President's budget in the calendar year CY 2022 to 2024 budget utilization and performance, compliance with the GAA, including fund transfer and budget realignment, as well as the agency's program projects and activities, among others. So any inquiry will just answer during this congressional meeting, Mr. Chair. And if ever there's a need for us to provide data and information, we'll do so, Mr. Chair. So good morning.
Thank you. The chair is in receipt of the authority from the Committee on Rules with respect to the motu proprio inquiry on the manifestation of Representative Jinky Luistro during the budget hearing of the Department of Education in the Committee on Appropriation on September 10, 2024. But we will proceed with the preliminary determination later. In the meantime, we will proceed to the interpellation with respect to the privileged speech of Congressman Valeriano. Before we proceed, we will set rules. We will set certain rules or parameters. We will limit the interpellator to 5 minutes. Hindi po kasama yung sagot. And then, pwede po paki-silent po ang inyong mga telepono, turn off nyo po or silent mode. And please observe proper decorum para hindi po tayo maging magulo at maging maayos lamang po. At lahat po yung mga gustong mag-interpolate, lapit lang po dito sa COMSEC at magpalista. Ang magiging sistema po natin, mauuna po ang minority, and then the majority, minority, majority. Now, we will first recognize representative from the minority, the Honorable Franz Castro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa committee na ito po, na pinamumunuan po ninyo. Dahil in-schedule agad natin yung naging privilege speech ni Representative Valeriano. Alam niyo po, una po sa lahat, ginigiit natin dito na ang tradisyon ay tradisyon. Pero una sa lahat, kung ang tradisyon ay bumabangga sa interes ng mga mamayan, sa interes ng publiko, at accountability ng mga public officials, at saka pagiging transparent ng lahat ng ating mga ginagawa, lalong-lalo na po sa kaperahan o lalong-lalo po sa budget or whatever na pinagkatiwala po ng taong bayan sa atin, ay kailangan po yun yung nauuna. Kaya nagpapasalamat po ako na dahil ito po yung magsiset noong mga pwede nating magawa sa rules, mabago sa rules, pwede nating in aid of legislation, lalong-lalo na pinag-uusapan natin ang confidential funds and intelligence funds or confidential funds dito sa Office of the Vice President. At ito ay inaasahan ko na magsiset sa katapusan nitong hearing na ito, yung magsiset talaga na kung dapat o hindi dapat mabigyan ng confidential funds ang ating mga national government agency. At kung meron man, depende kung ano po yung magiging resulta ng inquiry na ito, ay mapahigpit natin, yung kung meron man, kung magde-decide later on na may confidential funds pa rin, magde-decide pa rin na magiging mahigpit, yung paggamit ng confidential funds. Okay, so dahil hindi naman po nag-oath yung Vice President, Mr. Chair, ang akin na lang mga tanong ay tatanong ko na lang po sa DBM at saka sa COA. Okay, so inaasahan natin na magsasabi kayo ng totoo. So yung first question ko po sa DBM, yung pong, by the way, I manifest second round kung matatapos ko na yung 5 minutes, Mr. Chair.
Sige po.
Yes. Okay. So, nung 2022 po na budget ng Office of the Vice President sa DBM, Mr. Chair, meron po ba ditong nakalagay na line item for confidential funds?
Please address the chair.
Mr.
when
Chair,
answering.
Mr. Chair. Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Sa DBM po, please, you are, ano pangalan? Yusek Toledo, you are recognized.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, yes, there is no line item for confidential fund, but there is a program that item under that program po na ginagamit po yung confidential fund po.
I'm not satisfied with the answer. Ang tinatanong ko lang po, meron bang line item doon sa budget ng Office of the President na confidential fund? Meron po bang line item po? Yes or no?
There is no, Madam Chair,
Yes.
Mr. Chair.
Okay. How about noong 2023, budget of the Office of the Vice President? Is there a line on about confidential funds?
There is, Mr. Chair, there is a line item for
Magkano po, Mr. Chair, yung confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President for 2023?
500 million, Mr. Chair.
Okay, you're correct. Kasi nandito naman, meron naman tayong ano dyan. Okay, so kung compare natin, Mr. Chair, yung Office of the Vice President budget, GAA 2022 and GAA 2023, so makikita natin agad-agad yung difference. No, na yung confidential funds sa Office of the Vice President noong 2022 ay wala, pero sa Office of the Vice President sa 2023 ay meron. Okay, so paano po nagkaroon ng 125 million na confidential funds ang Office of the Vice President noong 2022, Mr. Chair, sa DBM?
Okay, Mr. Chair, while the OVP has no provision for the confidential funds under the fiscal year 2022 GAA, the said release of funds was charged against the contingent fund using the existing PAP of the Office of the Vice President. That is the Good Governance Program, Mr. Chair.
Well, ano po yung ibig sabihin ng good governance program po? Kasi defined, alam po natin meron tayong JC o joint circular governing confidential funds. So, can you elaborate on good governance, Mr. Chair, yung binabanggit ninyo po?
The Good Governance is a program of the OVP, and so that's the basis for us for the release of the confidential plan of the Office of the Vice President, Mr. Chair.
Well, can you elaborate ano ba yung good governance? Dahil malinaw po doon sa rules or the joint circular governing confidential funds, yung mga pwede lang napondohan ng confidential funds, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, we have already responded to that inquiry. We have already sent already the letter dated September 11, 2023, as to what is the all about the good governance program of the OVP, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, these representations has no copy of what you are referring to as the good governance programs. May I request for the copy, Mr. Chair?